Hey people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new video. So, today's video is a part 2 to my favorite queer middle grade books to continue the celebration of LGBT+ History Month. So, with that, I will be linking part 1 in the description box below that I did about 7 months ago if you have not seen that video already. So, anyway, the first book on this list is called Almost Flying. For those who don't know, this book is a middle grade contemporary following a young sapphic girl who realizes that she has more than friends feelings for her best friend as she goes on this week-long roller coaster road trip. So she's going on a road trip, but she's also on an emotional roller coaster as well, as she figures out that she likes her friend as more than just a friend. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. I feel like that synopsis was kind of repetitive, but anyway, this book is literally so good, and it's so underrated, and it deserves so much more hype. It's absolutely so wholesome, and it's so happy, and it's so well done. First of all of the characters were so well developed, and they're so distinct, and I was so emotionally attached to all of them. So as a result, I was so emotionally invested in this story. The romance was so well developed, and I really enjoyed it. This book is literally so good. The plot was so intriguing. I really loved how the main character had such a wonderful, lovely support system behind her. Like, that is so wonderful. It's so awesome to see. Like, this book is literally so good, and I'm so excited for the author's next book, because this book was literally so wholesome, and I was so happy. So with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called How to Become a Planet. This book is a middle grade contemporary following a young sapphic girl who's navigating her mental health, which I think is so timely and it's so important, because quite frankly, whenever I read books that have mental health representation, the majority of them are YA, which I do think is important, but it's equally as important to have books for younger readers, because I know that there's so many young people out there who can really resonate with the main character, which is why this book is so timely, and it's so important, and it's absolutely so necessary. This book is literally so good, and I really enjoyed it, and I would highly recommend it. The plot is literally so intriguing, and it's so thrilling. The characters are so well developed, and they're so distinct. The romance was so cute, and it was so well developed. I was so emotionally attached to the main character because she is such a wonderful, distinct, well-developed main character. I had really low expectations for this book, and this book absolutely exceeded those expectations. This book is literally so good. The sapphic representation as well as the mental health representation was so well done. This book is literally so good, and with that I would highly recommend it, because this book is literally so underrated, and it deserves so much more hype and so much more recognition than it has received. So with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Deepest Breath. This book is a middle grade contemporary, and it follows a young sapphic girl who's navigating her sexuality. This book is literally so good, and it's so timely, and it's so necessary, and it's so important, because it's so happy, and it's so wholesome, and it's so fluffy, and I really enjoy it. I think this book is so good, and it's so emotionally touching. I was so emotionally invested in this story, in these characters, and everything that was happening. I think it's so timely, and it's so necessary, because I know there's so many young queer people out there who can really resonate with the main character, with navigating their sexuality at a young age, because too many young people are told that they are too young to figure out their sexuality, which I think is so absolutely so ignorant, and it's so false, because you're never too young to figure out who you are, and on the flip side, you're also never too old to figure out who you are. But anyway, this book is so good. It's so happy, and it's so wholesome, and it's so fluffy, and it's absolutely so good, and it's so underrated. And with that, I would highly recommend it, because this book deserves so much more hype and so much more recognition. The next book on this list is called Pepper's Rules for Secret Sleuthing. This book is another middle-grade contemporary and follows a young sapphic girl who gets entangled in a family mystery. This book is so well done, and it's another underrated book, and it's literally so good. This book has such a wholesome, happy, fluffy tone to it that I was so emotionally attached to all of the characters because they were so well developed and they're so distinct, and as a result I was so emotionally invested in this story, and it really helped that the plot was so intriguing and it was so thrilling and it was so well done. This book is literally so good. I was so emotionally attached to Pepper as a main character because she is such a wonderful, lovely, well-developed, distinct main character, and her voice really made the story come to life so much more. This book is literally so good, and it's so underrated, and it deserves so much more hype because it's absolutely so fantastic, and it's so lovely and so wonderful and so fluffy and so wholesome. So with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is one that I mentioned last week in part 7 of my favorite sapphic books with sapphic main characters, and it is The Strangeworlds Travel Agency. This book is a middle-grade fantasy, and the main character is sapphic, and this book follows a young girl who becomes part of a magical traveling society where they travel to different worlds through suitcases. This book is literally so good. First of all, the world building is so inventive and it's so unique and it's so well developed. The setting is so easy to visualize and it's so easy to get sucked into because this book is so good. It's absolutely so awesome. Second of all, the plot is so intriguing and it's so thrilling, and I had no idea what would happen next. Third of all, the characters were so well developed and they're so distinct. I'm so excited to read the third book in this trilogy and see how everything gets wrapped up because I have no idea what will happen next. This book is so magical and it's so wholesome and it's so well developed and it's so good. This book definitely deserves all of its hype and so much more because it's absolutely so fantastic, and with that I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Accidental Apprentice. For those who don't know, this book is a middle-grade fantasy following a young bisexual boy who accidentally bonds with a beast, and that changes everything for him. This book is absolutely so fantastic, and it's so well done. This book was one of my most anticipated 2021 new releases because Amanda Foody, the author, is one of my favorite authors, so I knew that this book would slap even before it came out, and I will say that this book definitely slapped. This book is literally so fantastic and it's so well done. First of all, the world building is so inventive and it's so intriguing and it's so well developed. Second of all, the characters are so well developed and they're so distinct, and I love them. I'm so excited to continue this series to read the sequel next year because I know that this book is going to be so good. This series is slowly becoming one of my favorites even though I've just started it because this book is so good. The plot was so thrilling and it was so intriguing. The world building is so inventive and it's so well done. The characters were so well developed and they're so distinct. This book is absolutely so amazing and it's totally worth all of its hype and so much more. So with that, I would highly recommend it. The last book on this list, but certainly not the least, is called The Insiders. I read this book recently and it's absolutely so excellent and it's so well done. So basically, this book is a middle-grade magical realism story that follows a young gay Mexican boy who finds a community and friendship within a magical closet within his school. This book is so well done and it's so well developed. First of all, the plot is so intriguing and it's so thrilling. Second of all, the characters were so well developed and they're all so distinct, and I really enjoyed their friendship. Third of all, the setting was so well developed, and I really enjoyed the whole magical closet thing because it was absolutely so awesome. It was so wholesome, and this story is so happy and it's so fluffy and it's so wholesome and it's almost so magical and wonderful and fantastic. Like, it's absolutely so good. This book is absolutely so good and it's so wonderful and it absolutely deserves all its hype and so much more because this book is so fantastic, and clearly I can't stop talking about it. and I can't stop recommending it because it's absolutely so good. So with that, I would highly recommend it. So in conclusion, happy LGBT plus History Month. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the octopus emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.